Making that transition from a convict to a regular American is not easy, but it can be done.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess, 'cause I've been living wrong.
Yeah, so making that transition from the joint out to the real world out here can be a tough one, man. For somebody who's been in the system and knows how it is to survive, you gotta be cold-blooded. You gotta be just with your shield on all the time. You gotta be tough, and things that in prison may help you survive. Out here, it's gonna get you fired, man. Like, I mean, for instance, something as simple as somebody bumping into you, in jail, and not saying excuse me or kind of apologizing for what they did. That could lead into a fight, could lead into a riot, could lead into stabbing, could lead to all kind of shit. Whereas in your day-to-day job, if somebody bumps into you and doesn't say excuse me, there's some rude motherfuckers, but you can't just sit there and sock them or wait for them outside, because you're gonna get fired and you end up going to jail. I myself did about 6 years in the California Youth Authority. For a lot of people out of state, they may not know what it is. The California Youth Authority was pretty much a prison for young adults. It was the CYA, then they changed it to youth corrections, and now it's pretty much demolished as a whole. Well, in the California Youth Authority out here, a lot of people will call it Gladiator School, and some people say, no, that was Tracy. Well, I call that place pretty much, it was the Gang Bang Academy, man. It's where you go to pick up your game. It's where you go and start figuring out how to shank fools, start figuring out how to organize riots, start figuring out how to hoop stuff, start figuring out how to bring in dope. I mean, it's where you learn your trade as a gangbanger, man. And in YA, where I was at, it was like a free for all. It wasn't out here in the prison system in Southern California. Everything is just race based. You got Southerners, you got Northerners, you got Crips, you got Bloods. You got everybody kind of separated into their own factor. Well, in the Youth Authority, depending on where you're at, if you weren't up north at the time, you're pretty much watching out not just for the blacks. You're watching out for your own. As far as me being a Sureño, yeah, man, you've got a lot of other guys that are from different sets, and they're banging on you whether they're your color or you're not. And in YA, where I was at, it's a lot of fucking head games, man. It's a lot of shit where you drop a cigarette, that's just leva, you don't pick it up. You drop your soap in the shower, that's just leva, you don't pick it up. You go to shower with your flip-flops on, your ass is to the wall while you're showering. It was so bad that when you go to chow, and if you got the guy, first of all, if the guy serving the main dish is black, you're not eating the meal, man. If the guy serving the meal is a Latino or raza, and he's giving you that little head nod, you're not eating the meal. That's telling you that the black fucking cat made the dinner, and it's no good. It's leva. Well, after living that kind of lifestyle for so long, you come out here, and those are your survival skills. So you think that's normal, shit. I came out and I remember jumping into the shower with my fucking flip-flops because I was so used to showering with flip-flops. And anybody who didn't shower with flip-flops, you're getting fucked up, man. I completely understand why guys come out so aggressive, why guys come out with that mentality, because that's a survival skill, man. Because if not, you're going to get eaten alive. But that same mentality that helped you survive in jail is coming out here and it's destroying you guys, man, because you guys continue to think you can go about life that way, and that's just not how it works. I see guys get out of prison just about every year, man. And they work for me sometimes, and I always give them the same speech, man. I'm like, hey, brother, let me talk to you before you start working. First of all, this ain't the joint, homie. This is work, and we're here to just fucking try to make money for our families. Second of all, if somebody's telling on you that you're not picking up your weight or you're just kind of slacking off, you can't go get aggressive with it, man. Like I said, this ain't the joint. This is the real day-to-day world, man. And people will sit there and tell you if you're not working. If you don't like the way somebody is coming at you, you can't just simply get there and get aggressive and try to fight them. And I've seen that time and time again. I've had guys try to get aggressive with me, but me personally, I'm like, you know what? I'll tell them pretty much go kick rocks, and if they come at me crazy, then it's gonna be on. But for the most part, I don't suck into that. It's tough for guys a lot of times also that are coming out here after being in prison for so long. And, in prison, you could be a fucking top dog, man. You could be a guy holding the yard down. You could be the guy calling shots. You could be the guy moving dope. You're somebody in there. You're somebody that's respected, very well known, and you think very high of yourself. Well, once you get out, you could be fucking cleaning toilets and fucking picking up somebody else's trash, man. Out here, you're nobody. And a lot of guys just can't handle that, man. They fucking they think they should be higher up in the ladder of life. They think people should respect them. They think they should be the bosses. But you know what, player? Just like how you wanted to join, you had to make your bones and work your way up. It's the same thing out here, man. This, like I said before, this is just a different yard, and in different yards we have different rules. A lot of it has to do also is with our pride, man, and that's with gang membership. That's even if you're out on the streets, you're not a gang member, but you just came out that joint and you got that fucking fake pride, and it's not a real pride. Like I said, in there, it's because you're surviving, man. It's part of your survival skill. Out here, it's just that pride to be like, fuck this vato ain't gonna come at me like that. You know, just fucking pump yourself up. And I've seen it time and time again, man. And it becomes a failure, and you guys go back in and then come out, try to do the same thing and go back in. It's not gonna change. The world is not gonna change for any penitentiary cat. If you think the world's gonna change just because you went and did all this time and now you're out here and that people should recognize you, it doesn't work like that, man. Everything in life has a consequence, man, whether it's good or bad. So to anyone who's actually trying to get out that life and trying to figure out what it is, you gotta just sometimes just take a step back, man. Anytime you get upset and you want to do something stupid and drastic, you need to take that step back real quick from where you're at mentally and think real hard. Do I really want to go back to that box? Do I really want that fucking CEO telling me what to do? Do I really want this vato who's running the yard telling me what to do? Do I really gotta fucking follow orders from this young guy? You know, do I really want to be told when to go to chow? All that stuff that when you're in jail, and I don't give a fuck who's been in jail, how long they've been in jail, we've all been there and we've all sat there and stressed the fuck out, man. The one thing out of jail that gets you, it's not so much everybody telling you what to do, all the rules, regulation, is the boredom, man. You're sitting there with your fucking thoughts, and your thoughts can be your worst fucking enemy, man. So when you're sitting there and you're out here, think about when you were in there. Think about how hard you said, fuck, I want to get out. I'm going to do right. I'm going to do this. Well, the way to do right is start working. Swallow that pride. You can't be going out and partying. You can't be out there hitting the streets. You can't be out there doing the same old shit that you were doing to get you back locked up. You know, it's insanity. You keep doing the same shit but expect a different result. It just doesn't work like that, guys. When I went back to jail on my 2 parole violations, I can tell you straight up, I didn't give a fuck, man. It wasn't that it was pride. It wasn't that I was trying to stay out. I didn't give a fuck. I remember one of the last times I was in there, there was this black staff, and I got paroled. I'm walking out. He looks at me. He's like, "Behala, you'll be back." I looked at him. I said, "Yeah, I know. I don't give a fuck." And sure enough, within like 6 or 7 months, I was back in there. He looked at me. He's like, "Hey, you really don't give a fuck." I said, "No, I told you, I don't give a fuck." But unlike most people, you'll hear that phrase thrown around a lot, that people don't give a fuck, that they're doing this and that. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. If you didn't give a fuck in the 90s, you'd be in YA, man. If you were a young gangbanger in the 90s, you are in YA. That was the Gangbang Academy, and that's where kids went that just didn't give a fuck, man. And at one point in my life, that's where I was at, man. I didn't give a fuck. Like I said, I didn't care one bit for myself, let alone for you. So if you're trying to kill me, guess what? I'm trying to kill you right back in with a little more power, man. So I know that part of it when you're in that madness and you're in that lifestyle and you really don't care. But this now is most for people who been out for a while or done a good amount of time. I think after about 5 years, everybody kind of starts saying, fuck, dude, this shit's taking a good chunk of my life. And it really starts breaking you down. Like I've said, I don't give a fuck how strong you are, how fucking tough you are. Mentally, that boredom, that jail is going to break you down, man, little by little, and eventually it will. Well, hopefully, after it's broken you down, you get a chance to come out. Because there's guys in there who are fucking mentally broken, but they've got no chance to get out because they got an L behind their fucking number. So, if you're just getting out of jail for, who knows, the fucking 4th, 5th, 6th time, even if it's your first time, dude, and you're tired of going in and out of jail, this is what you do, man. First and foremost, you gotta get yourself a job. You gotta keep yourself occupied so you don't go back doing the same old shit you were doing. You need to stay off the streets. You need to stop hanging around people who are your homies, man. If you got your friends, no problem. Like I said, they're not your friends, fellas. They're your homies, man. You need to start thinking before you do. You can't just be so quick to fucking sit there and want to get yours and want to get your respect back or let that ego take care of you. You need to grow up as a man mentally, man. You know, kids, And young guys who don't know what they do, this is what they do, homie. They get these or they get these, man, because they don't know how to use this. You know, you got to grow up mentally and stop thinking that you can solve everything or your problems with your fist or with a gun, man. It doesn't work like that. What it does, it just puts you more in a wreck, puts you more in the hole, and leaves your fucking family vulnerable to not having that man around to fucking help raise their kids or even help out with the bills, man. You need to put that same energy that you put towards gangbanging, towards slanging dope, towards going out there trying to get dope, trying to get that hustle from robbing, whatever you're doing illegally that keeps putting you back in jail. There's energy that you're doing to get there, man. You don't go there just simply because they're picking on you. You're going there because you're doing something bad or wrong. Well, if you use just half of that fucking energy to actually start moving forward in life, man, you will see how fucking great it is out here. Listen, life is cruel. Life is definitely tough. Whoever told you life was going to be sweet in paradise lied to you, man. It's saying life is a struggle. We're out here trying to survive, man. But if you're trying to live this little short span of life inside of a fucking concrete box, homie, by all means, get your money, man. But me personally, I'd rather be out here talking to you guys, listening to a little bit of music, taking a little puff, enjoying life, man. Yeah, I got to follow rules and regulations, but who the fuck does it, man? Yeah, so if you're just getting out, you're trying to get back to the groove of things, man. It can't be done, man, but you need to put the effort. Nothing in life comes easy. So other than that, guys, I really appreciate the subscriptions. Leave a comment and hit that thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess, 'cause I've been living wrong.